Hey, Yuri.
Oh, I guess that means you got Yuri. Huh?
I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one that we've been reading together.
You're already on volume 8!
Oh, fuck, no! Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was kind of just waiting for you.
If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started?
Zip.
Soft thud.
Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well.
Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet.
She trips over Natsuki.
And discovers R. Kelly in there for some reason. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Britta. Get Britta.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm gonna plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water.
She walks past me and she sets the kettle down at the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and methodical.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
Yeah, why not? Shall we go then?
Yeah.
Where are you two off to?
We're just... Yuri was going to make some tea, so...
I swear it's just tea!
Not D-T. I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher.
Ah, okay.
Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Sorry, I was just a bit curious. It's kind of a one-person job, isn't it?
That's...
Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Paul in club activities? Eh?
My mouth gapes. It's not the only thing.
I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Paul.
Yuri quickly exits the room, and I follow, because I'm a bitch. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall.
I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that?
Yuri...
Something about the way she said that, it made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me?
No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but... It's also not right for Monica to judge people like that.
Paul, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me?
Because... nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions. We can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane.
No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that?
Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that?
Friend, you say?
Yuri lifts her head.
Paul, I really like being friends with you.
Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that. But I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom.
Paul, do you like oolong tea?
Ah, yeah. Anything's fine.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees.
Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Cocky bitch. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself.
She prepares the tea leaves and sings the tea song and does the tea dance and contracts the tea virus.
You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around, anyway.
Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Paul. It's very endearing.
That's... Yuri wasn't thinking. Or Yuri wasn't kidding. Sorry.
Paul wasn't reading.
I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Paul, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Yeah? What's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is it because of them tickle bitties?
Probably.
It's because of them tickle bitties. Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading.
Yes! I have terrible reading posture,
And tickle bitties.
so that's why we should sit on the floor.
Absolutely. 100%. Fair enough.
My two postures.
Your two postures. Your
Very big postures.
large tracts of land.
Heavy plot.
Fair enough. Don't. That was too much. I'll go ahead and get the book.
I'll get the book.
I retrieve the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolates as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I keep hidden from Sayori's candy radar.
You just hear out of nowhere.
Picture that candy! I take it, since it'll go well with tea. That is actually the voice I use for Sayori. I'm Sayori! I'm your childhood friend! Buy me a snack, Paul!
I need about 350.
I'm in need about 350! I'm Sayori! But it wasn't Sayori, it was the goddamn Loch Ness Monster!
Goddamn Nessie, you're not getting no snack from me!
I take it, since it'll go well with the tea, as I said. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book.
We then join our fingers and fuse together!
What? Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other.
I can't see too well.
Yuri slides closer until her shoulders are touching. It's getting steamy. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. holding it with my hand, it's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah! Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Huh? Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. Giggity. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth.
Is there?
And just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Giggity. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just?
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
Paul.
Sorry! I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do. Right?
I mean, not really in this kind of context, but...
Not at all!
Not really! That's a little bit really familiar. Yeah! That's all it was.
Yeah. Then, you don't need to stop or anything.
I see. The situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book. But I can tell just by the expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding.
It's going Doki Doki.
Doki Doki artichoke. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. But this time, Yuri's eyes met mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, giggity. But it's different this time, giggity. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. It's getting steamy.
Okay, everyone!
Cock block! I knew there was a reason why I didn't trust your bitch ass! Ooh-ah! 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 Oh, the licorice! Yuri jolts back.
It's time to share poems!
Okay, after all that, I need a cigarette.
Paul, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right?
No!
And stop shoving chocolates in her mouth.
Giggity. Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
I actually do want to take a break real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's getting steamy.
Once we get to the who to choose, it'll be there. Once we get to who to choose,
Okay, cool. The spell is abruptly broken.
I'll take care of the cups.
Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor.
And cleans the mess.
I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us.
Call me.
I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up.